Hey everyone, so if you've ever felt like investing is just this endless cycle of stress and anxiety, then you are in the right place. We are going to break down a framework that completely flips that script, a way to transform your entire approach from one that's based on fear to one that's built on solid, rock-solid conviction. Okay, let's get into it.
So here's the game plan. First, we're going to talk about the problem, those three big fears that honestly plague every single investor out there. Then, we'll get into the real flaw in how most of us are taught to see the market. After that, we'll introduce you to a new toolkit, show you how to read the real story of a business, and then finally tie it all together with this really cool concept called the spring opportunity.
All right, first things first. Let's really get to the heart of why investing feels like such an emotional roller coaster. It really just boils down to a few core universal fears.
I just love this question because it hits so close to home for so many of us, right? We all like to say, oh, I invest based on fundamentals. And all that means is we're looking at the health of the business, its sales, its profits, how much debt it has. But the second that stock price drops, all that conviction just evaporates and panic starts to creep in. This is the exact conflict we need to solve. And that conflict creates this emotional trap where you just can't win. I mean, think about it. If the stock goes down, you're terrified you've made a terrible mistake. If it stays flat, you get that FOMO, that fear of missing out on the next big thing. And hey, even when it goes up, you're just riddled with anxiety that it's all going to disappear tomorrow. It feels like at every turn, you're supposed to be scared.
Now here's what's really fascinating. All of this fear, all this anxiety, it all stems from one simple mistake. We are laser focused on the wrong thing. Let's really break down this flaw in how we see things.
This quote right here, this is the cornerstone of our new mindset. The daily up and down wiggles of a stock price, that's just noise. The real signal, the thing that actually drives value over the long haul, is the performance of the business itself.
And this just lays it out perfectly. The market's mood, that's the wavy, unpredictable line. It's all about short-term news, emotions, what people are feeling today. But the business reality, the actual profit growth of a solid company, that's more like that steady, upward trending line. We have to stop reacting to the wave and start focusing on the line.
So here's the big takeaway. We have to become fluent in the language of business. We've got to train ourselves to read the company's story, the story it tells through its strategy and its performance, and learn to just tune out all that distracting noise from the market's daily mood swings. Okay, so let's get practical. How do we actually do this? Well, to read the story of a business, you need the right tools. Think of this as outfitting your workshop for some intelligent investing.
I absolutely love this analogy. The platforms we're about to look at, they aren't for finding some hot tip. No way. They are your weapons for systematic research. They're what you use to cut through all the noise and build your own conviction based on actual facts. First up, you've got charting tools like TradingView. The best way to think of these is like your personal whiteboard. They take all the messy, chaotic price movements of the day and organize everything into a clean, visual story. It helps you see the bigger trend without getting completely lost in the minute-to-minute craziness.
Next, you need tools that help you really dig into a company's fundamentals, like Tajori Finance. So if charting shows you the price, these tools show you what's driving that price. They literally break down what a company is made of, where its money comes from, what its costs are. They let you look right under the hood of the business.
And finally, there are market sentiment tools, like Chart Inc. These are awesome because they help you read the overall mood of the market without getting all emotional yourself. Their dashboards give you this bird's-eye view of what's going on, like which sectors are strong, which are weak, so you have some real context for your decisions.
Now, these tools are incredibly powerful. But you know what? They all ultimately point you to the single most important document in all of investing, the company's annual report. This is where the real story lives.
It's crazy. So many investors just glance at numbers on a screener, but that's barely half the picture. The annual report is where the management team is talking directly to you, the owner of the business. They lay out their strategy, the risks they're worried about, and their vision for the future. It's the why behind all the numbers.
And look, you don't have to read all 300 pages from cover to cover. To get started, just focus on these three key areas. The most critical one, by far, is the Management Discussion and Analysis, or MD&A. This is where you find the strategy. Here's a pro tip. Pay close attention to how they talk about their competition. It tells you if they're playing offense or defense. After that, just quickly check the auditor's report for a clean bill of health, and then you can review the main financial statements.
Okay, now let's see how this all comes together.
When you combine your deep understanding of a business, which you get from the annual report, with your analysis of the price, you can start to spot some absolutely incredible opportunities that are created by one thing: market impatience.
And here it is, the spring concept. This is what happens when a great business is just killing it. Profits are growing year after year, but for whatever reason, the market's just not paying attention. The stock price goes nowhere. This creates this incredible tension, like a compressed spring of value just waiting to be released.
Check out this real-world example with Bajaj Finance. Between 2021 and 2025, the company's net profit grew an incredible 4 times over. I mean, the business was just on fire. So what did the stock price do? Basically nothing. It was flat. Now why? Who knows? Maybe the market was worried about the economy or new competitors, but if you read the annual reports, you saw the business was still executing perfectly. That gap, that disconnect, that is a massive spring being compressed.
And this right here, this is the ultimate mindset shift. An untrained investor sees a flat stock and they get bored, or they get scared. An intelligent investor sees a flat stock price combined with soaring profits, and they see a signal. It's like a flashing green light telling you, hey, dig deeper here. There might be a huge opportunity. So let's wrap this all up into a simple checklist you can use. First, always focus on that long-term profit trend, because trust me, the price will eventually catch up. Second, a healthy balance sheet is non-negotiable. Don't compromise. Third, learn to spot and use that spring concept. Fourth, become a real student of the business by actually reading the annual reports. And most important of all, use all of this to build conviction from your own hard work and research.
We'll leave you with this one final question to think about. Every time you look at a stock, an investment, anything, just ask yourself this. Because shifting your answer from the market's mood to the business's story, well, that's the single biggest step you can take on your journey to becoming a truly intelligent investor.